Today I'm doing look number 4 with the Natasha Denona Pastel palette. This look isn't super different from the last one I posted. It's another kind of simple look, more pink. The last one was more purple. So I used 2 palettes. I used the one I mentioned already. I also used the Rock Candy palette, ColourPop Rock Candy palette, just for 2 shades. Out of this palette I used TULLE, what is this called? Illusion, DUET, and BORA. And out of the Rock Candy palette I used Hotspot and Too Cold for You. So I'm just using TULLE all over the lid and up into the crease. And this is a Sonia Kashuk, I think it's called a small eyeshadow brush. This shade is a creamy powder, and I think it's one of the more pigmented ones of the 4 that are in this palette. It's a little bit more, it looks a little bit more dry on the lid than the others. So if you've seen some of my other videos, you probably already know this, but the 4 of them are this one, this one, this one, and this one. These 2 are creamier. They don't look dry at all on the lid. And these 2 are slightly more dry, slightly more powdery. The reason why I did this look was because I wanted to try 2 of the shimmers layered over this pink shade. I went into that knowing that Illusion and Duet are both pretty sheer shades. One has a pink sheen and the other one has a blue sheen. And I was curious how much that sheen would show up over this shade. And then I'm going to take a kind of a pointed pencil brush with that same shade. I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. Did I use this for that? I did not use this brush. Never mind. An angled brush, that's what I'm going to use. I like this brush for putting color on the lower lash line. This is a Sigma E65. It's kind of a thick angled brush. I really don't like it for the brows or eyeliner because it is so thick, but it works well to apply a good amount of color to the lower lash line. And before the heater starts, I'm going to go ahead and use this brush. This is a Sigma E46. I'm going to apply this shade to the inner lid and this shade to the center of the lid. I almost forgot, I used BORA on the, that purple. I used it on the outer crease to see if I could add some depth with it. I think I put a little bit more on one eye than the other. Alright, and then from the Rock Candy palette, I'm going to use this matte black smudged into the upper lash line. I like putting a black shadow here, but I usually end up transferring to the lower waterline, and I don't know, that's a problem. It's only a problem if I'm using like a nude liner or like a colorful liner. If I'm using a black liner on the bottom waterline, then it's fine, doesn't matter. So I am I'm going to use a nude liner on the waterline. And I'm going to clean up what transferred with a pointed Q-tip, and I'm going to keep cleaning it up until it stops transferring, and it will eventually stop. And using the same brush that I just used, I'm going to go into this shimmery deep gray, and I'm going to use that as eyeliner, as like the winged liner that I have on this side. Here is what this looks like up close. The pink shimmer that I have on the inner lid doesn't show up super well against the pink eyeshadow, but the blue shimmer that I do have on the center of the lid shows up a little bit more. It's still a pretty subtle and pretty sheer shade. I do have an upcoming tutorial where I use that same shade over a deep shade, and it shows up much better. But this is still a cute, light look to wear, pretty easy, pretty fast. So thank you for spending some time with me here, and I will see you in the next one.